There we go. Guess I'll give it a minute. Well, I see someone's joining already. I was just gonna give it a minute to see if anyone joins before I start talking shit. Yeah, we need to wait for Jeff Keaton before I start. How many viewers did Loopy's live have? See, the gun is here, that's not gonna be good. What number should I start at? See, the gun is here. Okay, we're gonna start at 100. Oh, that's gonna be soon. Damn. And 97, 96, it's going down, see? I'm never gonna start. It's good. Easier. No, I'm not gonna race Saturday morning because I'm in Finland. Oh, we got 100. Okay, I have to start now. Send nudes. Okay, so anyway, welcome everyone. This is my first Facebook Live. I was pressured into doing this. This wasn't my choice. I was doing the blog for quite a while. I wrote every day for over a year and a lot of people started following it. Then when I quit, I kept getting requests like, oh, start doing the blog again, or do a podcast, or do something. And you know what, I can't be bothered. So then finally I gave in and I decided I'd try this Facebook Live thing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this, to be honest, because it's weird. Like, I do talk to myself, but now I know people are watching, and when people see you talking to yourself, it's not good. So it really does feel weird to be doing this, but, well, we'll give it a go. So the idea is that you can ask me questions, and I might answer them. There's a lot of messages going here, so I don't know if I can keep up. So, where do I start? Well, I can start here. Here's my Euros car. Not been practicing much lately. It's still as it was after the main. So, not the best condition. I broke my front drive shaft at some point, right after the loop. they had this single jump and then a triple. Well, I singled into the face of the first jump and bent the drive shaft. So the chassis does flex a lot, but it's straight and the gearbox didn't break, nothing else broke, so that was it. I thought I just lost power, but obviously it was the drive shaft. So I haven't been doing any racing or practicing. I've been laying low. I've been working on sales, working on website stuff, web shop stuff. Basically doing all the things I can do now so that when the new year comes, I can spend time at the track. I want to go to America again in November and stay there for a few months and just be at the track as much as I can. So that's why now I need to put in the work, in the office work. And of course I've been riding my dirt bike, been riding a lot. Actually I don't have blisters, but look at that. Look at that. Every day almost. And that's I know what Degan is going to say, but it's not. It's not from that. It's from actual riding a dirt bike. So I'm going to check some questions over here on the laptop and start replying. Well, I got some questions earlier. I'll do them first because someone let me find them here. Okay, so Bambi was asking this. Bambos. What about the geometry changes from white to white LV, higher links and hinge pins and black? Why revert lower on the black? Well, we haven't. The geometry is still the same. The rear hubs are the same as on the LV, so the link positions are the same. We haven't changed back. And the C hub on the front, the link positions are also the same. We just have more caster, so we run 18 now instead of 15. Then he asks, what modifications am I doing on the car? Upper arms, carbon arm stiffeners, carbon shock towers. Okay, so I'll show you. Let's see what I'm doing here. So what I've done here is I'm running the Hobao upper arms on my car, and the reason is that I don't have upper arms, and if I wanted to make them I'd need to make a mold and a whole bunch of new pieces, and it's just not worth it. It's not a big difference to the handling, but it's big enough that I notice it. So I run it at big events at least. For about 6 months, when I first released the Black Edition, I didn't run it, just because, you know, I didn't want people to ask, why are you doing this, why are you doing that, isn't the car good as stock? So I just ran the car stock, and it's fine. I mean, I did well in America with just the upper link. And now, I only put this on for the Euros in Sweden. I tried it back to back, lap times were the same, my results were the same, but the feeling was slightly better. So I figured, you know, if I can have a slight edge in finals and maybe not crash that one time, then yeah, why not? So I put them on. So anyway, this is one modification that some of the team guys run. And other than that, I have the stiffeners on the arms here. So these, we'll be releasing these at some point. They go all the way out here, so they really stiffen the arm a lot. Most of the stiffeners are only in this area of the arm, but then the arm actually flexes out here. So we made them the full length of the arm to really reduce the flex. Yeah, Degani doesn't like the upper arm setup. He's tried it a few times back to back, and he just prefers the link. So there you go. It's something that you have to have. Actually, to be honest, when you have more flex, the car is in some situations more forgiving, and especially on American tracks that you water, kind of medium to loose tracks, bumpy tracks, the upper link could actually be better. So this is mainly for, you know, high grip, high speed tracks where I feel the upper arm is better. And yeah, like Degani says, it takes away steering. He doesn't like that. Well, I have enough steering, I feel, so if it takes away a bit of steering, it doesn't matter to me. And the carbon tower, we just wanted to play around with different materials and see if we can make the carbon tower strong enough. And maybe we'll do some more with that in the future. What else? Actually, on the Euros car, that's the only mods I had. I didn't even run the carbon tower. So I had the upper arms and I had the arm stiffeners on the rear. Otherwise, it is stock. Yeah, I ran Hot Bodies Yellow Springs. On high bite, I tend to run the Hot Bodies Yellow Spring. It's a thicker wire and it's just a harder spring, and I feel like it works better. So medium to loose tracks, bumpy tracks, I run my JQRacing springs, and then high bite tracks, or really, you know, abrasive, fast tracks where I feel the car is too soft, I need more support, then I run the Hot Bodies Yellow. So that's about it. Another question about setup method. When to adjust roll behavior with shock inclination and when with sway bar. Well, I think if your car feels soft and it's rolling too much, then the number one, assuming that the suspension is right, that it's not too soft, it feels normal on the pit bench, feels normal on the track, it's not bottoming out. Can we talk about some fat Finland chicks you've been banging? I haven't been banging fat Finland chicks. Unfortunately, I'm not like you, THEQuagraine. I'm not into fat chicks. So anyway, what was I saying? Sway bars and springs. Yeah, assuming the suspension is fine, then the first thing I would do is put thicker sway bars on to reduce roll. So I go on a high grip track, the car's all over the place, it's rolling a lot, I'll put a thicker rear sway bar on, especially. And after that, like I said before, on this car, I just put the Hot Bodies Yellow Springs on, and I know the car would be good. So I would say you don't really do it with the shock positions, you do it with the sway bars and the springs. The shock positions, it's not really something I change a lot. I normally run the shocks pretty stood up. In Sweden, I laid them down just because of how extreme the track was. When you lay the shocks down, the car is easier to drive in bumps, and especially high-speed bumps, and we had many of those in Sweden, so I laid them down. So what about pistons? Well, the Black Edition comes with seven 1.2s in the front and 7 1.4s in the back, and that's a good starting setup. I think the car works well with that everywhere. But since we released the car, we've actually improved on that. So you need to go and buy a drill bit set. They have them. The one I got off A-Main many years ago. It has all the drill bits from, I think, 0.5 mil to 2. And it's you need the 1.25 and 1.35. So in the front we use 7 1.25 and in the rear 7 1.35. And that setup I've run now everywhere. I've ran it at Neo Buggy, Silver State, Nitro Challenge, Sweden, Euros, Italy, BT Design Contest. Every track, every condition, those pistons just work. So you only need to adjust the shock oil according to temperature, and the spring, like I said before, either JQRacing or Hot Bodies Yellow, and that's all you need to do. The suspension, even other people have said that the JQ cars, the suspension looks good on the track. So I mean, we have to have something right there with the piston. And then question about gearing. So we offer 2 different gearing. Hey, THEQuagraine, what do you think about the gearing? I can't remember which one you prefer now. So anyway, we have 2 different gearbox gear sets. So a diff gear of 43 with a pinion of 13. And then the other one is, the even smoother is 45 diff ring gear with a 14 pinion. So 43 13 or 45 14. And I've written a long story, including a video, showing the difference between the two gearing sets. But basically, the 4313 has more punch. So you have more acceleration. When you let off the gas, the car also slows down more. So you can drive the car around the track using more throttle. So if you like to be punched, then that's a good gearing for you. For example, in America, many of the tracks, you have a corner and then you have a big jump right after the corner. So it's easier to do those kind of sections. So you almost stop in the corner, you can still clear the jump. If you run the 4514, you have to maintain more speed around the track. But to maintain that, you don't need to pull as much throttle, so you can be smoother. So if you're a smooth driver, if you like to maintain your speed around the corners, kind of European style more than American, then the 4514 is better. So it's really a question of preference. Both gearings work. You can achieve the same thing. You can achieve the same lap times. You can be just as fast with both. It's just a question of preference, what you prefer. Someone's asking what engine you run. Nitro, this one. Reds, here's one. Here's a green one. I run that, what is it now? I should probably know the name, shouldn't I? It's like I think it's the WR7, is it? I don't even know. R7 anyway. Hello idiots from Dominican Republic. More punch or torque? That was probably for the gearing, I don't know. Hey Digani, which gearing did you like? Body and wings, no, I don't have a new wing. So the JQ wing has I think, the least amount of downforce. So if you want less downforce, run the JQ wing. If you want more, especially in high-speed jumps, you want the car to be more stable, then I like to run the Kyosho, more the TKI3 wing than the 4. And actually, I've wanted to try that associated wing for a while, but they've been out of stock for like 18 months. Get a grip associated. Do we expect a new model 2018? No. The black edition is just awesome. You know, when you go black, you don't even need a new model the next year. Yeah, the guy can't remember. I know we solved the gearing thing, but even he doesn't remember what the solution was. My next race. My next race is actually, I was planning on going to the 10 scale worlds and the FEMCA in Australia, but I scratched both of those. I'm probably only going to go to America in November, so some top-notch series race in America, I guess, or whatever series they have going on. Revelation, Thunder Rally, Dialed In, one of those tracks. Okay, last, I think, a couple of more questions over here, and then I'll check what you've been posting. So he's asking what the procedure is if you want to participate in a race where we are. Well, there is no procedure. You just send me or Liam a message, I guess, if you want, and you let us know you're going to be at some race, and we'll make sure to save a pit spot for you. And whatever goodies we have for the race, new parts, whatever. So that's it. Yeah, welcome. Neo Buggy would be a good example. I mean, I think most drivers are going to be at Neo, so that's a good race to go to. Future plans for the car. Is geometry development considered complete? Are you planning on any material or production improvements? Well, geometry development is never complete. A car is never perfect. But at the moment it's really very good, so the changes we are making are a lot smaller than before. Quality is of course something I want to improve all the time, and we've made some headway with that even this year. A lot of the changes are running changes, so you might not even notice. But as I said before, there's no new model coming for next year, so it's still going to be the same black edition. We're going to have new option parts, you know, 20-degree caster blocks and various new parts. Mainly like weight savings, and then actual weights you can add to the chassis where you want them, and stuff like this, just tuning aids. So that's what we're looking at for the moment. Okay, so let's see what you've been writing here, if I can figure this thing out. Yeah. There's too many messages, I can't keep up. I think I'm gonna have to do so. I think I'm gonna have to do it like this. I'm gonna have to move you guys over here. Stay. I'll check the messages over here. That's way easier than trying to look on the phone. Yeah. You still there? Okay. Can you even hear me? Like, are you just watching a video and you can't even hear anything? That'd be pretty funny. I think my battery's gonna die. Oh yeah, my chair is squeaky. So you can't hear. How is the moto? Well, motocross is the best. I was just riding today. I really suck. I'm terrible. I can do a few jumps. I can do a couple of corners. But yeah, when you get to watch someone that's really good ride live, it's the best. I don't know. Every time I get goosebumps. It's awesome. Okay, let me go through some messages here. Where's Jeff Keaton? Is he here yet? JQRacing? Someone's asking about a truggy? Really? Must be an American. Does my kit come with a Dremel to fix it? You know, I tried to get a Dremel sponsorship, but I couldn't, so no. You need to get your own Dremel. Emulsion caps, no. The way we do it is just we use the regular caps, we cut the bladders and we bleed the shocks normally and they seem to work, so that's all we do. Which car did you drive before your JQ? I drove Hobao for the longest time, and then when I started messing around trying to make my own car, I tried a whole bunch of them. I drove the Losi for some races, and then I ended up driving X-Ray for a bit. I did the 2008 Worlds with X-Ray and the Euros. And what did I do after that? Oh, I had a Shima for a bit. And I don't know. I think then I had my own car. Yeah, I think so. What's my take on adding weights to the chassis? Well, I think that it's better if you can make the car light, especially the higher up you can get weights off, the better. And then if you add a weight, add it low, add it on the chassis, add it where you want it to be. I think that's better than just having a heavy car. So even if the weight is the same, it's better if you can have the weight low down on the chassis and decide where you want to put it. What else do we have in? What category do I prefer other than buggy? None really. I mean, 10 scale is fun for a bit, and then it gets boring, and then back to 8 scale nitro. Actually, 10 scale nitro on road is pretty fun, but only if I would only need to drive. Like, the only thing is drive, nothing else. Nothing to do with the car, setup, tires, nothing. Just driving. Driving is pretty fun. Why did I stop with the engine? The reason I stopped with that, it was made by OS, the engine, the old Speed 2, I think it was, VZB. I stopped doing it because it was a lot of money tied up in engines for a long time, and you didn't even make that much money on them. So I made 2 batches, sold them out, and that was it. Any plans to come to New Zealand? Well, not at the moment. Maybe I should make plans to go there when I go to Australia. Although, unfortunately, the worlds are in Perth, so it's still, what, how long? 8 hours from New Zealand? I don't know. I just doubled the Loop is Live JQ Talking Point record. Where are these Loop is Live guys? Are they on here? Are you ever fixing the arms so they don't need trimming? Yes, I hate that. Unfortunately, the thing is, I would have to make a new mold and a new arm, and then it would be right. But then by the time I would have that, then maybe we would have a new car or something. So it's a tough decision, I guess. You know, is it acceptable that the car works, but if you want it to perform at the best level, you have to Dremel it a bit? That's how it used to be. Nowadays, people don't like that. So I don't know. I mean, there's no new car next year. Probably not the year after either. 3 years later, I don't know. Maybe it would be time to have a new car by then, but as of right now, I can't tell you. And as for the arms, we're just gonna have to keep dremeling. Yeah, what else? Would you go to PNB again? The PNB, unfortunately, well, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed back there, but I don't think I can go because it's always in April, and April is kind of a tricky month with Neo, and normally I'm traveling back to Europe. I did it that one time because I extended my stay in America because of the world's warm-up. So I stayed there because of that, and I did my road trip around America, and it made sense to stop at PNB. So that's why I did it one time, but I don't think I'll be doing it anytime soon, at least. What else? You should stick to Truggy. I probably should. I beat Adam Drake straight up in, was it 30 minutes? Come on, Adam. With a borrowed truck from Richard Saxton. Oh, God. Yeah, I probably should stick to Truggy. Made the main easy. Can you please give me a car? Okay, sure. You said please 3 times. Astro versus Clay. Astro should be banned. Astro is terrible. Do you wear under? Kenny Johnson, welcome to my life. This is a message from Kenny Johnson. Do you wear underwear? Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. Okay, what else? Someone is saying I'm a really good touring car driver. Thanks for that. He said it was great looking driving. In touring car, how do you do that? I don't know. Probably because I was loose. Yeah, so someone is saying about the arms, contract somebody to machine them before selling them. Actually, there are some parts that the factory has had to modify before, like molded plastic parts. So when I go to the factory next time, we're going to look into that, if we can do something with the arms. So Good, at least minimize the Dremel work needed there. Who makes that t-shirt? That's a planted question. Liam asks it, so I'm not gonna even answer. If someone else asks, I might answer. Okay. Yeah, but you cheating to win, Degani says. I didn't do anything, Degani. You did. You know that. And it had no effect. Because I ran with fuel, not water. Am I going to be at the Euro contest in 2018? 2018? I don't know when and where the Euro contest will be, because they have the Euro Bs at Barco. So they have to move the race, and I don't know the dates or location. Hopefully I will be. Why is Astro terrible? Dominic, you should know better. You really should. Astro is terrible because it's like, at least dry Astro, it's like driving on Velcro. It's I don't know, it's like taking my dirt bike on asphalt. It makes no sense. It's stupid. It's like standard instead of metric. Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. Do all your haters give you more motivation to do well? Yeah, they do. I love my haters. What do you think about serpent cars? You know what? I can't really say anything because I haven't tried any serpent cars. At least not for a long time. How many beers did you drink in one night in the Dominican Republic? Well, I don't know. After the race, I had a couple. Dancing with the touring car, yes. Please, can you explain number of piston holes versus size of holes? Oh my, this is a really technical question. I don't know if I can handle it. It's already 10:30. Okay. Basically, it's same but different. So if you have bigger holes, you have less pack. And by that, I mean, when the car lands, the suspension won't stiffen as much. So when you don't have enough pack, the chassis is just going to slap, okay? So when you have bigger holes, you have less pack. It's more likely that the chassis will slap on the ground when you land a jump. When you have more holes, it's also more hole area in the piston. You also have less pack. But going to few big holes versus many small holes, even the same hole area, the piston with many holes will have more pack than few big holes. Did that make sense? So when you have big holes in the piston, you have less pack, but a lot less than if you have many small holes. So it's a tuning aid. With many smaller holes, you can get the suspension to feel very soft and plush in sharp, small bumps, and the car will corner really smoothly and nicely. But then when you land a big jump, it will still have enough pack to absorb the landing. Now, to get the same feeling in corners and small jumps with less holes, you're going to have to run big holes. But then when you land, it's going to slap. So that's my live explanation of piston holes. I hope it made sense. Joe Bornhorst feels like he's getting dumber watching this. Now, that's news to me because I didn't think that was possible. Boom! Tim, are you still driving JQ? Yeah, Tim. What are you driving these days? Eric Eric is asking, what's Adam's number? I should probably text you Adam's number. He would really enjoy that, I think. What else? Dekani asks, were you mad that your girlfriend got killed in the beginning of the new Jason Bourne movie? Yeah, I was. What is the worst car ever designed? I wonder if that's like a leading question. What does he want me to say there? Oh, I'm gonna need an alcoholic beverage to get through this, I think. Has the line helped me to get laid? No. It's not helping. I still got my face. It's no good. Have you thrown anyone else through a table recently? I must have thrown someone through a table at some point. Please refresh my memory. Have you tried tapered or other modified pistons? Well, now there's a ton of different pistons on the market, and to be honest, I haven't tried all of them. I've tried a whole bunch of different things, and flaps this way and that way, and tapered, and upside down and sideways, and everything. And at the end of the day, around flat pistons just work every time. So when you get to a track, yes, you can get your car really good with some special piston. Then you go to the next track and it's just terrible. So that's the problem. And the pistons we have now, they just work everywhere. So any track, any condition, the car's good. And that's why I've stuck with them. But for sure, these special pistons out there, you can get an advantage, but it's a lot of work to get them to work at each track. Has Neobuggy ever offered you a commentator position? You're hilarious during interviews and have great insight. No, they haven't actually, but I don't know that I'd like to do that. I kind of actually, which is weird, I like to keep to myself. Even now I'm just talking to myself with some viewers. That's a good question. If I could choose from any driver in the world, who would I want to have drive my car? Like, who would I sign if I could sign anyone? Let's see, who would I sign? I can only have one. Only one. I would sign the guy that impacts sales the most. Who would that be? Who would that be? Probably an American, because Americans always support their own. Like, God bless America. He's an American driver. We're going to support this brand. So an American driver, I say. Also because Europeans still look at Americans as heroes also. Many times, yes. Loop is live, save that clip. But seriously, I think an American would have the biggest worldwide impact. So then we have Thibaut, Cavalieri, Mayfield, Tessman. Well, Tessman's Canadian, does that count? Lutz would be good. Lutz would be really good. He does all the East Coast races. He's a nice guy. It's really, that's a tough question. Would you take Mayfield? You know, raw talent, super fast. Would you take Lutz? Nice guy. Would you take Thibaut? Cavalieri? I don't know. I haven't really had to think about it because it hasn't really been possible. Okay, Joe posted something. I need to scroll down here. I lost his comment. I lost the comment. How do I scroll further down? It's gone. Okay, Brass pistons. I haven't tried, I've heard good things about brass pistons, but I haven't tried them. No, I don't need to make a truck. I got an awesome deal with Team Associated. So this is how no longer tonight. Wait. Okay, now we're talking. Things just got really serious. This is the best drink in Finland. Cool grape, it's called. Really good. Okay, so where were we? Oh, now Bornhorst doesn't like me. I thought we were friends. What happened? Where were we? Oh, truck. So, Associated. I was dialed in one day, and Team Associated were there. Saxton, Cavalieri, Rivkin. I'm not sure if Brent was there. And there was an extra truck lying around, so I stole it, and I did Silver State with it. Actually, Nitro Challenge too. So I stole it before Nitro Challenge. So now, I actually have a truck I can race. I don't need to make my own because I can just run the Associated one. And clearly it's really good. I mean, it beat Adam Drake at Silver State, made the main, so it can't be bad. Tell me about your ice hockey goalie career. Yeah, I was, before I started racing RC cars, I was an ice hockey goalie, and yeah, I was really awesome. I would have actually made a good goalie because I'm tall. Back when I played, it wasn't normal to have tall goalies, so most of the goalies were short and small, you know, super fast. And now it's changed. Now I'd be awesome, you know. I'm tall. We have fans in Brazil, that's always good. I've never been to Brazil. I had a Brazilian girlfriend for, I don't know how many years? A long time, but I never went to Brazil. What do I think about Finnish drivers? Well, I'm happy that we now have a whole bunch of fast, young Finnish drivers. For a while there we didn't, and now we do. So that's good. I hope they keep at it. I hope they practice a lot, and I hope they start winning big races. I would take Boots. Yeah, I mean, for European drivers, you can't go wrong with Ronnefalk or Boots. They are really solid. I don't think, I mean, Robert's so specialized with his Mugen. I don't know. But Ronnefalk and Boots for sure. They are really good. What's up, Chopstick? Yeah, what's up? Cheers. You know, I think I'll be doing this for 50 more minutes. 15, that's it. So get some good questions out there now. Yeah, repost. Whoever needed to repost something, repost, because I kind of missed it. Colin Herzig. What's going on, Colin? How's your testing going? How many years are we into that contract now? The guy just with the best comments out here. We're not even going to read that one. That hurt my feelings. Someone wants a free black edition. Do I remember Indoor Holland? Yes, I do. Indoor Holland was great. That track got rough. It was crazy. It got so bumpy there, you couldn't even drive on any normal line. You had to go wide outside and rail a berm basically in every corner. It was crazy. Please come to India. No, I haven't been in Brazil. What do you mean, Tigani? Charlie Lineberger, hello. Would it be wise to, oh my God, where did the comment go now? Would it be wise to run the LV +2 D plate in the rear for bumpy rough track condition? I assume you mean the LV +2 on the Black Edition? I wouldn't do that because you can just change in the toe plate, you just change the insert to the number 1 hole up in the stock plate, and that's as high as you need to go. So I wouldn't change the whole toe plate. When do I come to South America? I don't. Keenan wants me to go to South America. I don't know when. I guess that's going to happen at some point, but I can't tell you when. Digani, please stop calling me. I'm using my phone for Facebook Live and you're destroying it. Have I ever thought about making touring cars? I have thought about it and I decided no. What innovation is needed in RC today? I think, actually, you know what? The biggest innovation that needs to happen is the races themselves. I think the equipment we have now is really good. The cars are good, the radios, the transponders. We even have, I mean, what is this? What's it called? How do you say? We can gather data from the cars, you know. We have everything we need, really, on the racing side. But the races themselves have been the same since, I don't know, the 70s. I feel like we need something new. Make it more exciting, you know, more heads-up racing, more professional. Just, you know, reinvent the wheel a bit on the racing side. That's what I think. Tell us about the reason for your ugly braking system. So offensive. The reason for it. Let's get my brakes here. So you say this is ugly, eh? So there we go. Throttle, brake. Just one link. One link there. It's simple. And you need to adjust the brake. Oh, you need more rear brake. Oh, done. Look, you adjust it right there. You adjust the front there. Simple. Why is this ugly? It's really simple. Easy. Your mom's ugly. When are you coming back to the East Coast? I want to try your new car. When Bobby lets me. What are the plans for JQRacing in USA for the upcoming year? Well, I'm going to be there in November. Start recruiting drivers like crazy. And we're just going to dominate Nitro Challenge again. That's pretty much it. Digani, 40 plus class. I'm going to race the legends because I'm a legend, right? Am I? I'll have to ask Joey, but it's more track time. I can cheat like Drake, you know, run 2 classes. Perfect. And that's basically the plan. Just more drivers, more racing, more presence. We have a ton of drivers now actually on the East Coast, so I need to figure out something there, you know. We need some banners sent over and shirts and hats and tents so you can be found. You would be better off getting MP4 than a JQ. What is an MP4? I don't even know what an MP4 is. I'm sorry. Are you coming to the DR again? If you book my flight, I'll be there. Top bloke, how do JQ? What's up, traitor? Mr. Techno? God. What was it? What was that Bornhorst comment I missed? What did he write? I feel like I need to respond to it. It must have been something bad. Why is oil in JQ diffs getting black, not grey, not dirt, just black? I mean, what brand oil do you run? The JQ oils or what? That's kind of what happens in diffs. When you run a diff with oil in it, it goes black after a while. Have some different, I think, depending on the gears in the diffs, it affects some oils more than others. I mean, some gears affect the oil more than others, I think. I haven't really had a problem. What I have found though is that I can run, especially in mains, I can run thicker diff oils because after about 5-10 minutes they soften up and then they stay the same throughout the race. If I set my car up to be perfect at the beginning of the race, then when I get into the race, the diff oils will be too thin. So for mains, I often like to thicken up the diffs a bit, and maybe for the first few minutes, the car, it just feels stiff, feels like the diffs are too hard, but then 10 minutes in, fine, and it's dull to the end. Have I been to Spokane, Washington? I haven't. Actually, I have friends there. I should go. The guy wants to go to South America, but not to Argentina because he'd get arrested. He probably would. Also Indonesia, don't go there. He's such a scammer. I've heard some stories about him not paying hotels and such stuff. I'm not sure if it's true. Where's the beach at? Yeah, Sandro. The beach is that way. I can't do it. I don't have muscles. Aye, aye. Oh, Bornhorst just said he doesn't like me. Oh, I saw that one. I thought there was another one. No, I saw that one. I saw the Truggy one too. I responded to it. Who said who cares about Truggy? He said who cares about Truggy? Truggy's for people that can't succeed at buggy. Aye. Truggy should be banned along with AstroTurf. Seriously. Truggy and AstroTurf, ban it. That's so good. What else is going on? So you really think diff fluid viscosity really breaks down that much? Yes, it actually does. A long question here. Let me read this. Okay, I'm just going to read this and let's interpret this together, shall we? In the path that you have established for you and JQRacing, are there many roads that you had to take and do differently from what you expect you would do? Okay, let's just break down that first. So over the years, has there been surprises? Have I had to do things differently than I expected to at first? I think that's what it means. I mean, when I first started, 7 years ago? 8 years ago, I really didn't know what to expect. I just had a goal of making my own car. That was really it. And I figured if I made my own car, if I sold my own car, I'd have a company I could still race. I could race for longer maybe than I could if I just had a regular job. So that seemed like a great idea, and I designed a car. I tried working with 2 different companies first, wasted 2 years because it didn't work out. And then I just did it on my own. And if I had known how hard it would be, how long it would take, how much work it would take, there's no way in hell I would have done it. No way. But I didn't know. So I just had the goal of making a car. So every day I took one step, some days multiple steps closer to my goal, and then eventually it happened. So I don't know. It's just, you don't really know what to expect. You need to, obviously you need to have some sort of plan, but basically you have a goal that you want to achieve, and then you work towards getting to that goal. And you can't decide beforehand exactly all the things you're going to do, because things are always going to come up, things are going to change, and you just have to adapt. It's as simple as that. So maybe, I don't know if I answered that question, but I tried. And then, if you would compare the Black Edition with other brands' cars' characteristics, how would you compare it? Okay, well, there are, I think, basically 3 different kinds of cars now. So there's the Kyosho, C-Hub, Hot Bodies, JQ. Those 3 cars, well, actually Agama has C-Hub now too, but I've never driven one with the C-Hub, so I don't know how it drives. But the Kyosho, Hot Bodies, JQ are all similar. Then there's Mugen, Pillow Ball, so Mugen Associated, S-Works, who else has Pillow Ball? They tend to drive similar. And then kind of the dying breed now, Losi, with a Losi style front end and kind of narrow, nimble. Techno is also kind of more like a Losi style car. So those 3 different cars, I would say. And the way I would compare the JQ to Hot Bodies and Kyosho is Kyosho feels heavier on the track. Like it feels like everything happens a bit slower. It's heavier. And to be really fast, I feel like you have to push the car. Like if you just drive calmly around the track, then you're going to be slow. If you drive aggressively, like you drive a good line around the track, but you're punched, then you'll be fast. I feel like the JQ, you can drive the car calmly around the track and be fast. That's the difference, I think. So it feels a bit lighter on the track and more responsive. And the Hot Bodies, I would say, is kind of between the Kyosho and the JQ. So that's kind of how I would compare the JQ to the other cars. Diff weights. Yes, the diff weight for the center diff actually works. We have a new batch of them coming in. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a delay. Alan Dyer, my distributor in South Africa, had a stroke. Get well soon, Alan. I want to come and see you. Actually, you should go to the Worlds. You promised me. So get well soon, Alan. So when we get the diff weights in, you should definitely try it if you haven't tried it already. And yeah, that's why I mentioned South Africa, because the diff weights are coming from there, from South Africa. Can I give you a tour of my place? No, because it's a mess. There's nothing to see here. Some trophies. The very first JQ car. Actually, that one is the very first one that I built, which took like 3 days to build because nothing fit. That one is the one I raced the Worlds with in Thailand. And that one is the first production car ever. First, see, number 1. First car, production kit. That's from Indonesia. That's from Indonesia. That's from when Skull Candy sponsored us. Degani, you have a new body shell. I never told you about Beta Design painted this for you. So I guess you'll get it in November. Some practice cars. Some, well, a Red's Graveyard. Mess. Euro's car. That's Fajar, 13 years old, smoking a cigarette. Indonesian kid I sent to school. More about that later. Yeah, that's all you're getting because the other room's a complete mess and everything's a mess. Maybe if I do more of these, then I can show you something. Why is the eCar not the same as the Black Edition? Well, it kind of is. The Grey Edition is the old eCar chassis and center diff mount, motor mount, all that stuff, with the Black Edition front gearbox and rear gearbox. But the reason it's called Grey Edition is when I do make an eCar, which I want to call the Black Edition, I also want to change the chassis and motor mount and all that stuff. So when I do that, then it's going to be a Black Edition. I don't know when that's going to be. Because it's an eCar, you know, who really cares about eCar? Maybe not next year, for sure. Maybe the year after that. What is it now, 17? So maybe 2019, maybe then. Who knows? Okay, let's find some last questions here. I'm over my time. I should have quit this already. Nothing good, nothing good. It looks like I can quit now. What happened to JQRacing? JQRacing was a one-year deal, done. They didn't want to re-sign me. I wasn't good enough. So that's why Team Associated all the way. I mean, I basically signed myself. Associated, you know, I contacted Brent. I told him, look, you know, I'm free at the moment. I think you should sign me for 10 scale and truck. Obviously, I'm a really good truck driver. And he basically laughed and sent me a link to A-Main and sent me this DVD made by Richard Saxton where he builds a truck. But, well, we figured things out. How long have you been with LRP? You know, the first RC car I bought was a touring car, I think. The first car I ever bought. I think so. And it had an LRP speed control, and ever since then I've been with LRP. There was a short moment there where O'Donnell started Checkpoint, and I ran Checkpoint motors, but I think even then I had the LRP Speedo. So I've always run LRP, and then at some point, God knows why, they started sponsoring me. So now I've been sponsored by LRP for a while, and now they tried going bankrupt, but I told them they shouldn't do that. I didn't think it was a good idea. So they didn't, and I visited them, and things are looking good. Andy's still there. Alesh is still there. Still have great speed controls motors. Everything you need really for electric racing, and yeah, happy to keep running LRP. Would I rather have to pit with Bornhorst or Lutz? I would probably pit with Lutz, because Bornhorst always messes up my pit area. He takes all my tools and everything and puts them all on my car and everywhere and stacks my tires up and hides stuff. And that's not cool. So I'd probably pit with Lutz. How's it feel to run for Jeff Keaton? I don't run for Jeff Keaton, you know? I don't know where you got that. Just because I run an associated doesn't mean I have to be friends with Jeff Keaton. When do I build a 10 scale? I don't know. I have one. And actually, Actually, I've designed a 2-wheel and a 4-wheel. And I believe they're the best 10 scales ever. I just have zero proof of that because they don't exist. So one day maybe, but for now, I'll just keep running my associated cars. Would you prefer to pick with Moore or Neff? I would probably pick with Cameron Carl Neff just for comedy value. Because that's going to be funny. It has to be funny, right? Do you have any plans to form parts support at the races in the US? Yeah, that would be great. I mean, we have parts support when I'm there, so Nitro Challenge, Silver State, the California series, we have part support for those. I would like to find someone to do it while I'm not there, and also someone on the East Coast. Now we actually have Wesley Lawrence. I don't exactly know how many races he's going to other than his own race. Let me see. I'm gonna find this and promote his race a bit and track. Next Level RC, look it up on Facebook. My laptop just died. Pointless, hopeless. Here we go. I think this Facebook Live is like draining my internet or something. It's really slow. So he has, look at that. August 26th and 27th. That's this weekend he has a race. Cash Money Summer Event. Then there's a third one. The first one was in July, so the second one is now this weekend. And then September 30th to 31st. This is Next Level RC Raceway. Look for that. It's in Illinois. So he has parts. He's doing part support. And hopefully more so in the future. You know, hopefully in this. So Illinois, where's that? Northeast? Somewhere there? Yeah. But yeah, if you have any ideas, if someone wants to do JQ part support in America, just contact me. And also, for people who have any sorts of questions about our cars, whatever, you can ask Liam Galvin. Liam Galvin is in the UK, so he mainly takes care of European drivers and races. And then we have Keenan White. He is in the Dominican Republic, and he's doing all of Latin America and also increasingly in America. So he's originally from Bermuda, so he speaks Spanish and English. And then, of course, as I said, Wesley Lawrence in Illinois, Next Level RC Raceway. So you can ask those three people or me, and I might even answer. Actually, I do reply. Okay, now I lost the questions here. Next Level looks awesome. Yes, it does. North Central. Yeah, I guess Illinois is more central. Will you rename it the BLM edition? Maybe BCM, Black Cars Matter. Keenan is a fat bastard. Good one. How about I quit? Oh no, it's no. I was gonna say I'll quit doing this when it's 100, but that's gonna take a long time. I need to find a different number. I'm sorry. Keenan speaks English and Spanglish. How's the creator business for now? I mean, could be a designer for other brand. Talking about dollars. I guess I could be a designer for another brand. I mean, yeah. If anyone wants a car design, especially 10 scale, hit me up. I'll sell you some killer car designs. Are you a GOT fan? What the hell is GOT? G-O-T. What? Do I have Danish drivers? I don't think so. Favorite annual event and why? Oh no, that's a tough one. Favorite annual event and why? You know, normally, I mean, if it's a Worlds year, then the Worlds is my favorite event. If not, they're just, how can I pick only one? Nitro Challenge is really fun. Near Buggy is really fun too. If I have to pick one, I would actually say the Bitter Design Euro Contest in Italy. Laid back, great track, good level of drivers, good fun. Yeah, I think if it's not the Worlds, then probably that. They put on a good race. Could you end this? I need to get back to work. Okay, Degani, name a number. When the viewers drop below that, then I'll quit. What, JQ, what happened to that yellow Opel you had? Well, actually, I think it was a car mechanic school. I gave it to them. They needed a car they could tinker with and do this and that, and then they scrapped it afterwards. So I gave it to them. They actually gave me a free oil change on my whatever car I had at the time then. What do you think about Malin Karlsen? Dangerous question, dangerous question. I think there's a lot of hype there. How old is she now? 10? But I think some of it is a bit like misguided in the way that she's a girl. Yeah, she's a girl, so what? Like, what, can someone explain to me, what about RC racing means that it's somehow exceptional if a girl is good? Nothing. A girl can be just as good as a boy. The thing is that girls typically aren't interested in racing RC cars. So that's kind of what's special. That's why it's unusual. I think the special thing about Malin is that she's so young and she's so good. So I don't really care that she's a girl, you know, boy or girl, they can do the same. It's just that she's so young and so good. That's really special, I think. So yeah, very talented. And if she, the interesting thing will be to see if she stays interested when she gets a bit older. So if she does, then she could maybe possibly be the first girl European world champion, something like that, like win a major race, you know, why not? How's the JQ van? Still going? Running good? No. JQ van's awesome, both of them. I have one here in Finland and one in America. Dial. End this. You have work to do now and live is using your phone. What work? I don't work. I just play around and have fun, right? Rich parents give me money. That's what I've heard. Can you go show us your mom and dad? Well, actually, you know what? Even though I live in my parents' basement, I'm actually in my office now. So no, I can't. I heard Marty Korn is available to be your team manager. That guy doesn't even talk. That's actually, you know what? You want to know someone that hates me? That guy. He hates me. He doesn't even talk to me, acknowledge that I exist. It's crazy. Degani says I have to sponsor Paulson's daughter. Just because she runs Kyosha and he doesn't want Kia sure to do well. Ricardo Villorio is gay. Well, finally out of the closet. We all knew it. I guess it's official now. What setup difference do you do between Nitro and e-buggy for the same track? Well, I don't do anything to my eCar because I really don't care. E-buggy, I run harder springs. I run hot bodies gold or red on the front and gold on the rear. Otherwise, the setups are the same. And the setup on the eCar has been the same for the last 2 years. What else? You just doubled the loop is live. Oh, that's an old comment. Yeah, I pinned that thing. Do you plan on ever doing 10 scale car or purely 8? I mean, yes, as I said, one day I'll do 10 scale, but I don't know when. So anyway, looks like this, no, it's not dying. There's like 195 people here, but less comments. So I think I'm just gonna end this. I don't know, if you liked it, let me know. And we can keep on doing this, maybe once a week. Maybe think of some good questions and just post them here and I'll try and reply. Maybe I'll actually prepare and I'll have a car and I can show you stuff, and I don't know. You have to think about it. If you liked it, let me know, and I'll do one maybe next week. Over and out. Thanks. How do I stop this?